There's a couple things I want to talk about today that I can't talk about till Friday. Holy shit. I'm starting to feel a lot better about this week. Hopefully, I will be divorced by Friday. Pray to Jesus. Pray. Also, if something happens to me, this Instagram, which it shouldn't, but fuck, who knows at this point. My Facebook name is KLR Becca, and I hope that that's not going to get taken away. But if my Instagrams all get taken away, we got to figure out, I guess, another one. I don't even know another one that I know the password to right now. I don't have my Kikilaroo Instagram. I'd love to tell y'all why I don't have it, but that's my little ace card. So I don't have access to it like I've told y'all for a long time. So I have to take my final today for statistics. That does not sound good. Someone text Carissa and tell her I'm on a video so I can't read her texts. The milk version is silicone based. People look, watch this. People were sticking stuff to their face. This is kind of heavy too. It's a lid. That's how sticky it is. But we're gonna try it. I had to take a bunch of stuff back to Amazon. God, they give you 30 days to return stuff, and how is that still not enough? What's wrong with you, Becca? Just take it back. I know. Also, some people said don't use a sponge with your makeup. Use a brush, but I don't want to use a brush. Should I use a brush today? Okay, let's use a brush today. This used to be my favorite brush. Remember that? Okay, who's in here? Hi, Krista. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Liz. Hi, Megan Amber. Hi, Kim. Hi, Karen. Hello. Why would my Instagram see it? I don't know, but so far, everything's being asked for. My handbags, my freaking business, everything. So, I don't know. At this point, I'll do anything just to get away, so whatever. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Like that. You know that song? I tried to do the laminating eyebrows thing. I drew them up, and I'm not a laminating kind of girl, so that's not going to work. Okay, number one question. What is one makeup or skincare product that you just don't have a favorite of? What's something that you love that you don't have a favorite of? I have been, writing down my dreams and goals list now that I will hopefully be free in a week, so I can, focus on what I want to do business-wise going forward. And I know I want to make candles. I don't know if you know this, but before I started Kikilaroo, I had a company called Clark Candle Co. and I loved it. But also, have you ever made candles before? It doesn't smell as good in your facility as you think it would. Holy cow, look at this. I love jewelry. I love clothes. I love people. I love candles. I love makeup. I love skincare. If that don't make me a girl, I don't know what does. I love lashes. So I've been writing down things I want to do in the future with my jewelry, with my clothes. I want to go back. I was almost done with those freaking lashes right before I found out I was getting divorced. And I keep saying found out I was getting divorced because every other day I was being told, oh no, I don't want a divorce. And then the next day, I literally just watched a video right now that blows my mind because it wasn't even a video that I provided. It was a video from the other side. And you're that, I wouldn't show anybody that if I were you. But thank you, sir. But that's why stuff didn't make sense because one day it was oh, there she goes making up stuff, and I'm literally looking at him in the video and I'm going, I don't understand. My mind is blown. How are you saying lies out of your mouth? This doesn't make sense. How long do I have to wait? Anyways, so and then the next day it was I love you so much. You're the prettiest girl in the world. I want to be with you forever. And then the next day it was you're a crazy bitch. I'm filing papers. So I'm wait, which one? Both? No? Okay. But hopefully in a week. 5 days. I don't know. Everybody's asking if they can come. No, I don't want any of that. I don't want anybody waiting outside. I had a dream last night that I walked outside the courtroom and then kissed the ground. And that's funny because right after I built my house, I kissed the ground. But I'm not going to kiss the ground. I'm just going to thank God that I didn't jump off a bridge and that I stayed strong and stayed the course. And then I'm going to hopefully have my mind feel a little better about my work life when I know where that's going to go. And then I'm going to work my ass off, and then I'm going to go clear my name. That's what I'm going to do. So Because it's about principle, and I didn't lie, ever. All right, y'all feel like I've had it on enough? It says directions. Use fingertips to apply and pat into skin. Oh, I rubbed it. There you go. Allow to set for 30 seconds to absorb and activate grip prior to makeup application. Also, did you know it's not illegal to drive by somebody's house repeatedly? Like even multiple times a day when you don't live in the neighborhood. I need to move somewhere that has a gate and no neighbors and that's way out there somewhere. Why are we so happy? I don't know. Better than being sad. Yesterday was really rough. Like my shipments got delayed, both of them, my jewelry and my clothes. And what else? My AC went out for the 4th time in like 45 days. Carissa had to change her flight because her dog got sick. What else happened yesterday? Oh, I felt like absolute shit. Like I was stuffy. I was coughing up stuff. I'm still coughing up a little bit of stuff today, but today it's clear and yesterday it was green. So that's good. I'm using this. I Googled it and it said it is water-based. I don't really know, but it says it's water-based. So we're going to see. And we're going to try it with a brush. What else happened bad? I don't know. I made a whole post about it on Facebook. It was just a frustrating day. So I was like, screw this day. And right when I was finished with my post, which is why my post posted like 2 hours later, my kid walks in the door at like 11 o'clock, 10:45. And he's like in such a good mood. And he's like hanging out with me on the couch. And I'm like, I can't be in a bad mood. Like my little baby is in such a good mood. Y'all, this tan. So it's that's another thing, a tanner. Like I'd love to make a tanner that didn't make you so dirty so you could just put it on and go. Like something that mixes that tanner. Let me show you. 2 of my favorite things are self-tanner. Even though I have a membership, I'm never canceling it because it's $40 a month for unlimited spray tans, and that's a hell of a deal, and I'm never going to get it that cheap. But this is like body makeup. Before COVID, I never coughed. Like that was just something weird about me. I didn't cough. This is like body makeup, and I want it to be something that mixes like a body makeup and a self-tanner, because I love that self-tanner. Like I love the color. My back's probably a little weird in the middle because I had Sarah here to help me with the first day, and then I put it back on the next day, and couldn't put it on my back. But you have to like let it sit for a long time, and the longer you let it sit, it really does get like way, way, way darker. But it makes you really dirty looking at first, and you have to take a shower after you're done. So it didn't stink though. That was good. I'd love to make a self-tanner that just gave you kind of a bronzy glow straight out the gate, like a foam. Do you like foam? Because spray gets everywhere. Like I have this stuff in spray too. This Sally Henson, which is the same shit as this, okay? This is better because this gets literally everywhere. And this, they say you're supposed to spray it in your hand. No, then just use this. It's stupid. Also, this is 4 ounces, and this is 4 ounces. This is 4.4, this is 4. I feel like you get a ton more product with this because you barely have to use any at all. But this shit works so good. You can even put this all over your face, but it really does. Like I got some old lady ass looking knees. Well, they don't look that bad today because I have a tanner on. But normally my skin is like light with purple. And so I'm getting sidetracked by my notifications. I just want to make a self tanner that doesn't stink, that gives you like that bronzy glow right out the gate. And you know one thing I'm not going to do with the self tanner? Come out with the light version, because who the hell uses light? No, just use less. Wash off quicker. No. Foam bubbles. Oh, foam and emit. So I like Olive Paradise self-tanning drops, and one of the factories that I'm working with overseas, they literally have like the identical formula to that. But the problem is, number one, Olive Paradise is freaking expensive, and I'm not trying to pay that much. This already is like $13. So, and I'd like for it to be a self-tanner that was like $30. Like $29, I like 28 number better. Maybe $28.99 or something. You know, something that's not super expensive. And then if you're on my email list, you get like a free mitt or something. I don't know. Anyways, let's go. Okay, someone Google this and tell me if it really is. Oh shit, now I forgot. Is this? We're just going to see. I think maybe the problem was I put too much setting spray on my face. So I put my moisturizer on, used Ole Henriksen. I moisturize my face every single morning and every single night. And I'm convinced that's why I don't look 40. Well, in my head, I don't look 40. But also in my head, I look like an Instagram filter too. And this is definitely no filter right now. Look, I'll show you what my filter does to my face though. Hold on. It's going to probably go through some filters for a second. Oh, it ain't even on here. Oh, that's not what it does. No, this is not the filter I always use. Dang it. Okay, no filter. This is a new phone number like 6. So I don't have my filters saved on my Instagram yet. All right. We're just using whatever color I have. Also, I learned some tricks on TikTok about my concealer because I am 40. Like under my eyes, number one, it was because my skin is really dry, and I've been using this Egyptian magic stuff. Let me see if it's in here. Yep. The room is true, girl. It works. Oh my God. It's like I know I'm all over the place today, sorry. So it's like a balm, and then you rub it and it gets real oily. It works on your lips as a lip balm. It works on your sunburn. It works on your cuticles. It works. I slather my face like a glazed donut at night with it, and I don't care if it gets on my pillowcase because you can wash them. Because when I woke up 2 days ago, I was like, oh my God, my skin looks so good. Like it wasn't, after one use, no joke, I'll link it in my stories today. After one use, my face literally looked better the next day. And there ain't many products in the world that you notice a difference in one day, let's be honest. So, I know I have to finish my face. I just wear long sleeves and pants while my spray tan develops. I tell people I'm sorry I look dirty. I know the internet people were here, and he was like, what do you do? And I was like, well, I kind of own a business that sells clothes, but also I do a whole lot more than, it's like the hardest question I've ever answered in my life. Literally every time someone asks me, I'm like, I don't really know what to do. I was like, I guess some people call it an influencer, but I hate that word and I don't want to be an influencer and I never have. But I guess that's what like the common person knows it as. I don't know. Like, I don't know. What's my job? I'm an online encourager. That's what I say. I tell my friends on the internet cool stuff that I like and they trust me. And they buy it, and then they tell me if it worked or if it didn't work for them. That's what I do, which is kind of an influencer, but also I hate that. Okay, so I'm putting my foundation on, and I just grabbed this color. I should have probably grabbed the right one. This one's called Medium Neutral. It's a little bit more yellow than I like, but I'll bronzy it up with some bronzer. I have the, I swear to God, it's already separating on my nose. Do you see it? God, I hate this stuff. Not for me. But if anybody wants it and you're local, I'll meet you somewhere today and give you a little bag of goodies if you want it. No, see my forehead? Look. Look, can y'all see that? Hold on. Hold on, let me turn. Let me see if you can see it with the overhead light. No, it's better with, oh, kinda. Hold on. No, it's better with the other light. Hold on. Dang it! I'm about to wash my face. God, I'm just trying to show my friends. Okay, see how it's all separate? Oh, not good. I'm taking it off. I hate it. I hate it. Doesn't mean it won't work for you, but I hate it. I have, honestly, pretty dry skin. So see, like right up here, like why is it all splotchy already? See how it's all splotchy by my nose? Look. No. Get off my face. Nope, we're taking it off. Now I need to put my moisturizer back on. Oh, no. No, I'm just going to put like a plain old primer on. And we're going to start over. So I would say if you have, God, I should have turned off my text message notifications. Also, it shows me like a preview of the text, so it's like even more distracting. Jill and Jonna and Carissa, I'll call you back, sisters. And Jill again. She said, I can't even imagine. Well, I know. Okay, let's try this again. Also, typically, whenever I have a bad makeup day and I have to start over, you'd think it would suck. I always go into it thinking, God, this is going to suck. Jill, I can't answer your questions. I'm on a video. Oh, my God. But typically you'd think your makeup would suck. Like I always go into it thinking it's gonna suck, and it doesn't. So, God, did you hear me say that? So don't go proving me wrong today. All right, let's start over. Ugh. Also, it is never a good idea just to use a makeup like remover and then go to bed because it's going to leave like a film all over your face. Put some. This is Caudalie. It's stupid expensive. Don't get it, but I love it. We got to go get a primer out of my makeup room because that shit ain't going to work. Okay, let me go read your comments. I bought that yesterday because of you. What did you buy yesterday because of me? Pearls and planners. Have you tried using the sunless tanner to contour your face? Yes. And it was not good. I think. Okay, here's my makeup shelf. So, and it's so crazy. Like 2 years ago, I had this bougie ass closet and like every drawer. So sad, right? I know. I literally cry about it still. Makes me so sad. They did say that Hangover is a water-based primer. Maybe I'll use that. They said that the First Aid Coconut is a water-based primer. I don't have time to go read online the ingredients. Ain't it fun? Smashbox Primer Water. That sounds like it's water-based. I don't know if I trust a water... No. We really got to make it work because I got to get out of this house. I woke up at 6:55 in the morning today by myself. I went to bed at 3. I caught myself. I want to try this. Somebody Google this real quick. It's Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizer Primer. And just Google, is Dr. Brandt Luminizer Primer water-based or silicone-based? That is definitely silicone-based. You'll try. This is silicone-based too. This is the OG shit. It works. Maybe I should just use that. I don't have much left. And I like this, the YSL, but I think it's stupid expensive, and it like rolls off your face. Let's open the door and see if any of my packages came yet. My son is at a car meet. He like loves car stuff now. And so he's at a car meet and he like always tells me about all the people he meets there. And I don't know, it's so cute to listen to him. He's so excited. I'm glad he has something that's like his that no one can take away. But yes, I did try to contour my face with self tanner. And let me tell you what, I look like a tiger. It was horrible. All right, let me scroll to the bottom real quick. I'll come back up and read your comments. Heck no, build a new one. It should say, hey, Heather, I got a new phone number. I was trying to message you yesterday. I got a new number, so I need you to message me. Can you send me a message on Facebook so I can talk to you? I have big news. Well, maybe you can convince that lady to sell your house. Girl, I don't even want to talk about this because it's going to make me sad. Oh, God, say it with a straight face. Y'all know I built my house for 1.6. We tried to file paperwork, I think April 25th, to stop the sale of my house because I could afford it. I just couldn't get him out of the house, and I needed to be able to get... I wouldn't stay in the house with him because I didn't want to give him Wi-Fi, and he wouldn't get out of the fucking house. So I left in January. Anyways, my plan was always to go back. Like, I never thought I was going to be out forever. I didn't want to sell it, blah, blah, blah. So we tried to file paperwork to stop the sale of the house because the judge says we only have to sell it if both parties agree, and this bitch was not agreeing. So I busted my ass for 3 months to try to show the judge, look, I know I literally made no money in January, the first month I ever went to court, but by the third month, I had brought my revenue up from $8,000 to $87,000. So I was trying to show her, like, I can afford this. My mortgage is only $7,000. Like, we're fine. We got a cash offer April 26th. I know. Sucks. So I'm just going to use the Hangover primer. I think it's water-based. I remember seeing yesterday that it was. So I know, like, my son always tells me, Mom, I loved that house so much, but so much bad happened there. So I know it was good, but the point of that story I just told you was our plan was the plan I thought we were going by was that I was going to sell my home in 2025 for $5 million. I was going to go take all the profit because I only paid 1.6 for the house. And I was going to, you know, it's funny. The internet knew the exact amount of my loan and I didn't even know that. I should have thought about that. Anyways, see, I know what I tell you and what I don't. And what I have never said is the exact dollar amount to the dollar about what it was. Weirdos. Anyways, hi fans. But the point of that was I was going to go, I sound so stupid saying this. We were gonna move to Africa, me and him. He was gonna hunt for fun full time, which what the hell was I thinking? And it was kind of burning my face a little bit. It's like a little bit Bernie. And I was going to work with a company called Charity Water. So the goal was that I was going to work full-time with Charity Water. We were going to live off the $3.5 million that we made from selling the house. And he was going to hunt, and he had always said he would open like a guide service or something, which obviously we see how good he is at running businesses, so that would have been a whole fucking fiasco. But it didn't take much injection from me cash-wise, so whatever. Also, I was definitely dumb enough to think, dude, what'd y'all find out? Is this water? This. No, I don't get refunds back on the phones. I don't even get to keep the phones. The phones have to go to the investigator people. It sucks. But it doesn't suck when they get the stuff off the phones. That has been a game changer for me. Especially when there's like apps on your phone that you have never downloaded. Like your phone will tell you if that device, or I have 5 devices with investigators right now, and none of my devices have this app on it that was downloaded and backed up to my iCloud. Friday, I'll tell you what kind of app it was too. You'll laugh. You know it wasn't me downloading it for sure. Anyways, you should try the new Bondi Sunless Tanner. So I did, and I don't like the violet one because I don't like anything with a purple undertone. Girl, if I really did show all the shit that I've tried in this world, what did y'all say about a hope dealer? I know, but it's hard to like explain to random people that you meet. Like, what are you? Oh, I'm a hope dealer. That's what I used to say all the time. Did you get my text? Karina, was your text talking about the narcissistic behavior and if that's it, then yes. I got on my video like right after that. Yes, so Desert Gypsy just said what I said. Make sure your face makeup is water-based too. Don't mix water-based and oil-based. So that's what I said. Google this, and I'm like 99% sure that this one website said it was silicone-based, but most websites said it was water-based. It's Tarte Face Tape. Maybe you can convince that lady. Oh, but the point of all that, God, I get so distracted. Medicine needs to kick in. Shit. This is why I take Vyvanse. My house is worth $4.66 million, right? Oh, God, it makes me sick saying it. It, like, makes a lump in my throat. My house is worth $4.66 million right now. And, like, I can't help but think, like, I know you can't think, you can't think these thoughts, you know? We need a new subject. But you can't help think, like, even if I'd ever like run into a situation where I couldn't afford it or something, which wouldn't happen because I know you guys don't know this, but I made a shit ton of money from my business. But even if I couldn't afford it, like I could sell it and make $3 million, you know? But if I would have known, that's why picking the right divorce attorney is so important. My divorce attorney at first was like, oh, just get out, just, you know, you're going to have to pay him right now, the equity that's in the home. If I would have known we don't have to pay out the equity till it's all said and done, bro. We would have definitely done that. But I do think that it was somehow God's divine intervention because the same lady that bought my house was one of the ladies' houses that I had gone to when I was building my house. Her house was on Dove Road in Southlake. I took y'all with me there a couple times, and it was like my inspo house. So I do think that, as weird as it is, that maybe it was God's plan. Like, how do you differentiate Satan's plan from God's plan? I could never be like a preacher, even though I'd love to, because like I can't tell you. I can just tell you to keep the faith. I can't tell you, because there's some days where when I am honest to God, and this sounds horrible to say, but some days I'm like, so all this bad stuff can happen and God just keeps getting the credit. But the answer is yes, and that's what faith is. I know it sucks because even some days I'm like, fuck, man, you know, like it's a lot. Chill, girl. So I do think it was like God's plan for all this to happen. And I know my son feels so much better now in this situation. So we got to stop talking about that house because it really makes me very sad still. But yeah, $4.66 million right now. But good for her, you know, because she was going through a really shitty divorce too. So good for her. Honestly, that's going to set her up for the rest of her life, hopefully too. Although she was kind of set before because literally she paid cash. Like, which I'm not knocking anybody anything because she probably went through a bunch of shit. Well, I mean, I know she did because we're friends, but Anyways, okay, moving on. Can't talk about the house. I would literally cry, and I don't want to cry. I'm having a good day. You don't have Facebook? Okay, message me on Instagram. Your birthday twin says hi. We're running around today. Hi, guys. Pornhub? What does that mean? Did I say Pornhub? Onward and upward. The next house. I don't know if I'm even going to build another house. I don't know what I'm going to do. My son really wants me to go to California with him. But I don't know. My whole life's here. My family's not here. My family's in Louisiana. And my cousins are in Houston, or like close to Galveston. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. My brothers want me to move to California, of course. My stepmom wants me to move to California because my brothers are all in real estate. And they're like, sis, you can come out here and we can flip houses and you can decorate them all and blah, blah, blah. Which my brother's so good at that anyways. Girl, look at that gray ass hair. Do you see that? Anyways, it's okay. We just got to get through this week. All last week, I was literally not depressed. What's the word? There's a difference between like going through depression and feeling sad. And I think all last week I was like really sad, really nervous. Not nervous. It's not a good word. Maybe nervous is a good word. I don't know. The witness list came out and it was all people that I thought were like, you're like, is anybody else paying attention to the fact that the witness list is literally the same people that I said had something to do with this from the beginning? So I was really like in a funk. So I'm better today. I think I'm better today because I have faith. That's why. Because honestly, at the end of the day, what's the worst that could happen? Like, I could get nothing. Okay. Bye. You know what I get? Freedom, and that's priceless. Let's put some makeup on. Okay, so now I'm using this color. Earlier, I was using this color. This is medium honey, which is kind of more orangey, but so am I. This is medium neutral. My favorite color is medium tan sand, but I refuse to buy more foundation until I go through all of these foundation bottles. Because these things are like $40 and mama's balling on a budget these days, okay? Hopefully, when I get my shit together after this is over, I won't be so much balling on a budget. But there's a lot of things I want to do differently. Like, I cannot wait to have clear, clean financials, know how much money I'm making, know how much money I'm taking home, know how much I have to work. And one good thing that has come out of all this is before I used to work in like panic mode all the time. I'm using a beauty sponge. I give up. Because I didn't know how much money I needed to make every day because all our bills were on some credit card I didn't have access to. So I literally never knew how much everything was. And so I never like stopped. Hopefully y'all didn't just see my vajayjay. And now I think, is it weird that it just popped in my head that someone's probably screen recording this weird ass bitch and she can just rewind it and see? I know it's so weird. See, that's why I want to get away from this stuff because I don't ever want to think about it anymore. And at least after this is over, we can speak more freely about everything that's going on. Because after this, we don't have to worry about, like, somebody using something to make you sound like something you're not. After this, I'm going to, what did somebody tell me yesterday? Vindicate myself. It is that. I didn't think that was the word, but it is that. And so, after this, I don't need to care how people see me or perceive me like you have to do in divorce court, which is weird. Like, you wish you could just sit down with everybody and be like, hey, this is who I am. Like, I'm not for everybody, but I'm for most people. And if I'm not for you, that's totally fine. I'll give you a hug. Have a good day. But, like, if you say bad things, I'm not going to pay attention to it. So maybe don't waste your time. But after this, I'm going to go figure out what I want to do business-wise and life-wise. And I don't know. My friends are taking me on a little trip. My son's going with me. And we're just going to go kind of cure my soul near the ocean. Cleanse my soul, not cure it, because that's for sure. It's going to take a lot of therapy for that. And why is therapy not covered by insurance? Like, I wish I could make a bunch of laws. I know I'm all over the place today. I took my medicine way too late. I woke up at 6:55 and literally took my medicine 5 seconds before I started this video. I'm just not having a good makeup day today. We're going to have to lather it on. I'm just glad that Whoopi's at an age where you and him can comfort each other, because today dealing with Harley, Kaysen offers me so much comfort. I'm sorry, Mama. You can tell the difference in God's plan and the devil's. is reading the Bible. Shelly, say that again, because I didn't understand the sentence. God will never lead you toward anything that is against him. I know, but sometimes we be leading our own selves the wrong way. Like when I look back at all the stuff that I allowed and did. The biggest deal after all this is done is I just want you guys to know, because you're going to find out a different side of my life after all this is over. And I want you to understand, and I say this with so much conviction, like I never intentionally tried to mislead y'all to make you think that my life was perfect. I truly thought that that was my life too. And because I didn't know why the bad things were happening, it's not that I didn't want to tell y'all, because trust me, I did. It was that I didn't know why these when somebody's lying to your face, you don't think they've ever lied to you before, I couldn't go tell y'all, y'all, this don't make sense. He's lying about XYZ, to my face. This did not happen. Blah, blah. It's called gaslighting, FYI. About a situation happening. But and I guess in all this and in telling my story later on, I never want y'all to think that I intentionally tried to make y'all think I had a perfect life, because I feel like I would love to see your comments on this, what I'm saying right now too, because I tried to be very transparent with you guys for years, and I would hope that I would at least be one of the internet personalities or internet friends that you have that you don't think has ever tried to make it look like my life was perfect. But I didn't understand what was going on, so it was very hard for me to explain to y'all what was going on. But also, that's why I stayed off the internet for a large part of 2021. And not really 2022. Well, yeah, kind of 2022 too. I mean, literally, I'm finding out stuff today. But the stuff today is pretty good. Sorry, my college roommate's messaging me or calling me. Y'all, if you ever call me or text me, if you text me and I don't answer and you call me or you're gonna call me, look on Instagram first. But anyways, so one thing I hope you understand in all this, and the good thing about my personality is if you don't understand and you hate me for it, it's okay. Hi, love. I see you, but I'm on a video right now. But I just don't ever want you guys to think that I was trying to portray my life was different, because I truly thought it was the way that I was showing it to you guys. So when these different weird things would happen at home, I was just what the fuck? So I would try to clue y'all in sometimes, when I made the video in my closet and I was recording it on Instagram and I was looking up at the light and talking to him through the ceiling. I'm what are you doing up there? And he said he's winterizing the pipes, and it was 78 degrees outside on December 16th, 2021. And you're just why are you winterizing the pipes? But then 2 weeks later you message my kid and say, hey, he means to go winterize the pipes outside. That's the thing about lying. You forget you said it. Not me. So, anyways, that's just my one hope. But at the end of the day, I can't control. Yeah, this looks way better. Honest to God, it's not cracking anywhere. Face tape, water-based, hangover, face primer, which I should probably go buy, but I need to set a sales goal today before I go buy myself something. If my jewelry and my clothes come tonight, I will be able to show y'all and we can buy some shit. I would love to have a big old sale while I am at court this week. Oh God, that would be amazing. Wouldn't that be freaking amazing? Yes, that would be so amazing. Especially because sales have been slow this month because I have no freaking products to sell ya. So, hopefully, all my stuff comes today. I'd like to do a jewelry sale. I've been messaging my friends asking them what jewelry pieces are on your wish list? I ordered more studs. These are the Chelsea, the 2 carat. This is 2 carat. This is 2 carat. Also, totally random, my kid in his ears. The other day, I pull out a pair of studs and he holds them up to his ear and they're way bigger. He was holding the Sabrinas up to his ear, but he had the 1/2 carats in his ear. I'm dude, I've been looking everywhere for them damn earrings and you have them in your ears. So on boys, Carissa, what does Kason have? He has the 1 carats, I think. And it might depend on their ear size, but I have a pretty big kid. And his looks best. It's taken me an hour so far just to put on foundation. But it is what it is. Okay. The other thing I want to try is the concealer thing. What I was telling you earlier about my under eye. They said to go down here with concealer and not put so much product right under your eyeballs, because that's why it was caking and stuff. Haven't we learned all kinds of different makeup techniques? I remember my mama used to sit on the edge of the bed and light her eyeliner on fire. All right. This is real light, but we'll try it. Oh, I know. Mel said you got to stop looking up the value. I know. And honestly, I was just looking for a house on Zillow the other day, and I was like, let me just type it in. And I typed it in, and I was just like, oh, God. I don't know. Like, I think about, like, what I built that house to provide a place for, like, my friends to have baby showers and birthday parties, because I know how it feels to not have a place to throw those things. My baby shower was thrown at a friend's house because, you know, I mean, I get that. I don't know. It just, we need to not talk about it. It will make me so freaking sad. In my opinion, using a sponge looks more natural. Good, because that's what I did. Yeah, and see, it's not separating anywhere at all. Also, do y'all do your eyebrows first, or do you do your foundation first? Also, have you downloaded Threads? I think it's kind of dumb. It's like Instagram stories, but TikTok. I downloaded it. Busy Becca and Busy Becca Besties. Okay, so we're going to try doing this. Like a Nike check, like what's on my face. Right there. We're going to try like this. I never noticed that either because it's like on the side of my face, but everybody else always does. All right, and then she put it right here, which I already have smile lines, so why would I do that? I don't know. I'm just going to do it. Hello? I think that's my fan. And then she went right here. And they put it up here too, but like why? I don't know. Okay, so we're just gonna let this sit for a sec. But she said don't put it like directly under your eyelids because that's why it was creasing. It's like hammers. It's exciting that you and you alone will be in charge. I know! Because I keep getting sidetracked by every damn thing I'm saying today. But the good thing about that is too, where I was going with that earlier before I squirreled, is that I don't have to work so much. Like, I can literally be like, you know, I'm going to take an L today. Or I'm going to take my kid to the mall or whatever we want to do today. And I don't have to worry about it. Like, before, I thought, like, I have to be working. And I felt so guilty if I wasn't working. But another thing I can tell you, too, if you're in a relationship like where I was in, where one spouse does not work and the other one does, and you're building your dream house, one conversation we should have had before, I guess I just never thought that he wouldn't contribute, because it got to the point where he literally said he would only pay half of the bills of our old house. So our old house was like $2,300 a month, and it was a third of the size. We had never had that conversation that he would only pay half of those bills. I always thought we're going to put everything in one account. I don't know. I guess it only became an issue when there wasn't a joint effort to live life. But one thing that I could have done better during my marriage was I started getting really resentful towards the end, and I like took the sarcasm that was funny in the beginning began to be my tone towards the end. 20 and 21 tone. Late 21 and 22 tone, that tone disappeared because I was scared shitless. But 19, 20 tone was more like the resentment building up, so that sarcasm wasn't really sarcastic. I was freaking annoyed. That doesn't justify it. But also, I think there should have been maybe another conversation about the contribution. But I guess like I never thought once he gets a job, because once he got a job, his money suddenly became his money and he wasn't doing shit. But I'll say this too, not in my defense, but to speak factually, like he literally said after he got a job, because my girlfriends were like, I wonder what he's going to buy you like with his first check. The answer's not a fucking thing. He backed his checks out of the bank. That's what he did. But I think, I'm using a brush and I don't know if I should, but we're going to see how this works. But I think, I never thought that it would be separate funds after he got a job, for sure. But I think it should have been more of a conversation. Because I had no problem paying like all the bills and stuff, but like there's got to be like a joint effort in the home front, you know? I don't know. I just feel like maybe you should iron that out beforehand. But then again, in my defense, like I really did think like it was always going to be a joint effort to run the home. And I only needed him to get a job while my dad was dying. Because I knew if my dad dies, if I like go in a tizzy about my dad dying, which I never did because I couldn't, because I had to freaking try to survive, then like, can you just float us for a couple months? And so in several of my videos, I'm like, I only needed you to get a job just to float us. I would have been so, it's so sad to listen to it now. I listen to it like if it's somebody else talking, kind of. See, I think it looks good. I'm going to blend it with my blender in a minute. But I said so many times in the videos, like I'm happy to pay the bills for all of us. Like, I just need help sometimes, like with packing orders or like with not missing that fishing trip that I paid for, you know? Which, when you go back and look at all the text messages between everybody, things make a lot more sense later on, but we'll talk about that later. Wait, at least you won't be able to know anything about your business anymore. That's true, because right now he can just log in to my business bank account or my business account or any of those things. Even if he says he can't. All right. So they say take like the excess product that's left and you can dab that under your eye. And I gotta tell you, I'm here for it. It's not creasing at all. Like, it has like the lines in your skin, but no concealer is gonna make the lines in your skin disappear. It's just, you just don't want the makeup to set in the lines of your skin. So it looks pretty good. And I'm 40 and I have 40-year-old skin with a little bit of Botox. I don't know about all this like tons of powder, bacon shit. I don't know about all that. First of all, we're moms. We got stuff to do. I don't have a lot of time for that. But also, I don't know. I don't like using a ton of powder. So, but do you see how making that line right here and making that line right here kind of hollowed out my cheekbone a little bit? So I'm just lightly going over it with this stuff. Also, I hate it when you use bronzer and it like either makes your makeup go away. That's why I want to use a freaking cream. Okay, I'm going to make one. And I think a fluffier bronzer brush works better because it doesn't like make your face look so muddy, but we'll get there. I'm going to let this sit for a minute. I'm probably going to put on my eyebrows and read your messages. Girls that have been around know real. The best thing in life is that we have choices. Choices to make the right decisions and ignoring the wrong ones. No one can take your joy away. Can you appeal the decision? I could have when it happened, but I didn't have $500,000. I did have a dream last night about that. So the law firm that represented me for that case, the lawyer that went to court to represent me, I loved the woman. I did not love the man. The man was the one who spoke the most. Also, the man wasn't the owner of the firm. And to me, I thought I was hiring the man who owned the firm for as much money as I spent. But that guy doesn't work there anymore. And like me and the woman, like I felt like we had a connection. She understood me. And then at the point when the man told the judge, he literally physically falls out of his chair, gets up all frazzled, and tells the judge we don't have to watch the police video. And Emily looks at him and goes, "Are you serious? Why'd you do that?" And I knew right then, like, oh my God. And I remember when I came off the stand, I looked at Emily and I go, do I get to go back up there? Because I was like, nothing. They didn't ask me any questions. We didn't talk about the post. We didn't, like, you could ask me about specific posts. I can spout off dates. I can tell you the exact date that him and her had a conversation and the exact date that the same exact subject is on the blog. The exact same date. I can spout it off right now, but I'll save that for this week. So, but I got off the stand and I sat down and I thought, and I looked at Emily and I said, ugh. And I said, is that it? Like, that was like 20 minutes. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I don't get to go back and say anything. Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, she's making me look like I have these followers that are like rabid monsters. And she called it an army. But an army isn't always bad. I'm in God's army every day. So, you know, she made it sound like everyone comes after her. And what's funny, one of the accounts that had commented on a public Facebook post that I had made was an account that later trolled me. And it was a fake account. But she used it at court. And I thought, that's weird, because that same person talked shit to me on Facebook and I didn't know who it was. But one of the people who commented was my girlfriend, Vanessa. And she had said something like, I'm going to kick her ass or something. And granted, Vanessa would never do that. She was just saying it like in defense of me. But like it was perceived as if like I had these internet followers that were just going to go beat her up. Which it's funny because right after the verdict came out, she's like hosting 2-hour Zoom calls and trying to host meetups around town to talk about me. It's weird. If you're so scared, why would you be doing all that? But okay. We'll talk about it this week when I see you. And why did you buy my name? Like, if I'm stalking you, why did you buy RebeccaMonjezzi.com and BusyBeccaBesties.com and BusyBeccaBeauty.com? It doesn't make any sense. Like, not at all. Also, I've never had an issue with this person in my entire life. Like, even at court, the other one was like, or at the police station, the other one was like, Becca had no idea she didn't like her, that Crystal didn't like her. Yeah, I had no clue. Like, her kid was in my will till like November. I even texted the other one and was like, I'm not taking her kid out of my will because he had nothing to do with this. I have since taken him out. It's a whole ass mess. So I can file a malpractice case. I'll tell you, in the perfect world, and this is how stupid I am, in the perfect world, that same law firm would represent me in a civil case to go after them. Like, I wish they would do the right thing. And if they did the right thing to me, and I want the owner of the law firm, who I think is a great attorney, and the woman, I think they both are, but the one who represented me was horrible. And I even asked him during the trial, I leaned over and I said, do you believe me? And he said, it doesn't matter what I believe. It matters what you can prove. And I just thought, like, I gave you 1,700 pages of posts and you didn't say a single one. Like, at least say, like, the exact things that were on the post. Also, while this is going on, because the whole time I was saying, like, telling my husband, if I say in that deposition exactly what I think happened, they're going to look at you. And I said that for a year. Oh my God, my son said that, my friend said that. Krista went straight up to him and was like, what the fuck, bro? And that was my narrative the whole time. Like, if I tell the truth from beginning to end of what it looks like happened, it looks like you're involved. So you have to show me how you're not involved. Please, I'm begging you. And he wouldn't. He'd be like, well, sometimes he would. Like, he came in and showed me that she was still logged into QuickBooks in November of 2021, which was a year later. And I'm like, you're the one in control of QuickBooks. How does that even happen? But I mean, they did some other shit that was just meant to mess with me. Like, they went to the warehouse and logged in under someone else's name to try to make it look like she had been at the warehouse. First of all, she didn't go to the warehouse and do that. Second, since I have low latent inhibition and I keep every single detail in my brain, I remembered immediately the icon with her initials in it to sign into my website is a different color than it's ever been. I've never seen that color before. I would recognize that color. I've never seen that color. Go through my phones, find a screenshot of her login like way long time ago. Totally different color. Told you, which meant it was a new account. So just give me the chance to say those things. So I hope they do the right thing. I don't know what's going to happen. They want to meet with me to talk about all this stuff because they know I'm pissed off, and I'm sure they don't want me to file a freaking malpractice case. And I should, because everybody's offering to do it for free, because with malpractice, like, the attorneys usually take the case because they know you're going to get paid out. And so I've had 2 different people offer to do it, but it's just so dirty with my well, I say offered to do it. I shouldn't say that. They have not offered to do it. I don't want this used against me later. I have talked to 2 different attorneys and they think it is a winnable case. But the point of all that is it's very convoluted because I'm also going through a divorce with someone that I think was absolutely involved in all of it. You know what I mean? So just makes it weird. And all I wanted him to do was tell me how it looks like you're involved and you're not. Because if you do that, like what we said, if you tell us that, it keeps our family together. If you don't, our family's not going to stay together. Because you just can't. You can't get out of it. But also, when someone can't tell you how they're not a part of it, it's probably because they are. Stupid ass Becca. So, not one time I've ever thought you were misleading. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I really wasn't. But honestly, like, it's your spouse, you know? Like, I don't want him to be involved. I wasn't even trying to protect him. I was trying to protect my family as a whole. Yeah, and him too. But the more he just would be like, I don't even care what people think. I'm like, bro, at some point you got to care. And not care what they think, but you got to care, like, what I think and what your son thinks and what our church leaders and our counselors and the popos. He would say everyone's an idiot. That was his favorite thing. No, you know what's an idiot? Providing text messages or videos where you're gaslighting someone else thinking that's going to be helpful. That's real dumb. Another thing I wouldn't do if you're getting divorced, I wouldn't hire an amicus attorney. I spent a lot of money doing that, and I think it was a complete waste. He's only met with my son once, and I think he sees everything from one side. And I got out of the elevator a couple weeks ago, and he was talking shit about me to Ben and his attorney sitting right there. And then I was like, what the fuck? And I told my attorney about it, and she's like, we can't ask for him to be removed at this point because then it just looks like to the judge like we're just trying to like hide something. And I really wasn't. I just thought it was not cool that you're sitting there discussing me, and they didn't know I was in the elevator, and then I stepped out and they shut up. but like the elevator opened and everybody else got out and I got out last, and I heard the whole conversation and I was just like, wow, okay. So I wouldn't do that either. It was a lot of money for nothing in the end. I didn't get anything that I asked for regarding my kid other than, what's it called, where you're like the primary parent. But I mean, I knew I was going to get that anyways. Like, he didn't have a relationship with his dad before this. So I didn't get anything extra for show. And I had to agree to a bunch of shit I definitely don't think parents should have to do. All right, let's put some eyebrows on. That's the most I've ever talked about my custody stuff on here, which is odd because somehow the blog knows all my custody details. And the same person who said it, hi Amy, she hates it when I say her name here. You know what I hate? The fact that you acted like you were my friend. But anyways, she wrote all about this on Reddit. Did I tell you all this yet? No, I told y'all some of it. She was talking about me one day, and I messaged her, and I was like, hey, you never sleep, do ya? She's like, who is this? And I'm like, oh, I feel like you know. She screenshotted our message and sent it to somebody, except for she sent it to me. And she accidentally sent it to me. And you know, on iPhones, you can see where you were before you were on that message. She was on Discord. So she meant to send that message to somebody else. She was like, hey, I just got this message from her after I made some comments on the blog. I'm getting ready for CrossFit right now. She must have a new number because I don't have this number. Or maybe she has 2 phones. And I was like, who are you sending that to? My husband? Is that how you know all the details of my custody case? Like, it's so gross. He said bad things about you too. Like, all these people. Not all these people. But it's like every single person that's supposed to be like a witness for him, he's like said horrible things. It don't make no sense. Like, all of them. But it is what it is. I don't know why you dislike me so much, ma'am, but that's okay. I'm not even mad about it. I'm not going to sue you for it or nothing. No, ma'am. I know she's watching. She changed her username the other day, so we couldn't find her, but I already know what it is. And I didn't even block her because, sis, you do you. What's weird is we have a bunch of mutual friends, and I don't think they think she's like that. I definitely didn't. But it is what it is. Bet you really didn't mean to send me that message, did ya? Also, hope you get a hobby. Stop driving by. Okay. Got some eyebrows on. I wish I could do my eyebrows where they weren't like so boxy or weren't so, you know, where they look more natural right here, but I can't, and I like them like this, so it is what it is. I always thought you were real. It was around, people around you were wonky, especially when it's from someone you love. We all know how real you are. I agree with everyone else. Never thought you were misleading. You've always just been you, the backyard girly. I know. How do you get... Can you get some little tiny baby studs? Yes. So the earrings that Whoopi has in his ears are the 1/2 carat studs. See, so how do you explain my job? Like, I'm talking about my life, and now we're talking about earrings. And now we're about to go back to talking about my life. I know, it's weird. I don't know how to explain that. But the thing that made me the most uncomfortable with y'all is that I was so used to sharing everything in my life, and I can't tell y'all the stuff that's going on, and I feel like I'm lying. That's the shit that made me feel... Yeah, so I guess, like, the whole time I felt like I was lying, too. And, like... I know that the court system doesn't understand the life of like a internet personality or internet person or influencer or whatever the fuck word you want to use. I hate it. Online encourager. But like my job has always depended on me being transparent, and I've had no problem being transparent. Like, I'll literally tell you everything. But I can't be transparent right now because I can't talk about it. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Foundation first. I can't find a good eye cream. The best eye cream I've ever used is the Estee Lauder one. I have Elemis now. Can I tell y'all about Elemis? Have I told y'all this? Yes, I have. I know I keep saying that because now I have to like literally document every day what I talk to y'all about, and I archive all my live videos so I can keep them, so I have a record of what I say so that nobody can say I said something in a different time frame than I actually did. So annoying. But anyways, Elemis used to be like an old lady product. Me and Carissa have used Elemis for probably like 10 years. As long as I've known Carissa, she's used it, and me too. I wanted to try a different eye today, but it looks like we're just going to go with it. I'm spending too much time on this. Also, Instagram now lets me film for over an hour. Thank you. But it used to be something that was only sold on cruise ships. So it was like the old lady, it was like old lady makeup. And then they started paying a really good commission to us on Like to Know It. So a bunch of influencers started talking about it. Same thing with Walmart. Like, you think these girls are going to be telling y'all about Walmart clothes? Hell no. You know how hard it is to search clothes on Walmart's website? If we didn't give y'all links, y'all never find shit. I do it for a living, and some days I can't even. That's a lot of the reason I'll never link stuff on Walmart. It's too hard to find it. I'll literally type in the exact name on the tag, and it still won't let me find it. But it's because they have such a large product base that their search is just doesn't handle it. Don't do it, because if you don't like it and send, I don't know what she said. Say it again. CeraVe eye cream, somebody said. Not sure what you want. My big goal with all this, not even with this, with my life, with you guys. My brain's starting to like clear out a little bit. I would love to host this thing called, I wrote it on my counselor's whiteboard at her office one day. Busy Becca Live, okay? I love the name Busy Becca. That was my blog when it started. I would love to, I was about to say something and then I realized I can't say that yet. I would love to host like something called Busy Becca Live, where we all hang out in like a hotel conference room and we sit down and we talk about all the things. If you've ever, there's an influencer, her name's Landon, Landyn. I freaking love her. And one day I saw she did this thing called Landon Live. And I'm like, oh my God, that's literally what I've been dreaming of. Like, it was like watching somebody do something you've been dreaming of forever. And you didn't tell the person you were dreaming of it. So it was so cool to see somebody else do something that I've been dreaming of too, because then it makes you feel like it is, like, from the freaking couches to the chandeliers hanging down to like the intimate setting, the dark audience, the stage. I wouldn't do it with so many like products from other companies. I guess you kind of have to, because you got to pay for it somehow. But hopefully, honestly, if I could get through all this stuff and write a book or something and then use the book money to pay for that production, that would be great. But everybody, like, buy a cheap ticket, come. We could have a pop-up shop outside with some clothes. We could have a styling session. I could tell you like the stuff I've learned about taking pictures on the internet. We could talk about internet trolls and how to just ignore that shit, because who cares? That's gross, guys. It really is gross. Do not let that shit get to you. Here's the thing. If you take it out of your mind, or if you don't read it, it never happened. So it doesn't affect you. And that's how I think of it. If you don't ever let it in your brain, it can't affect you at all. But in my case, the last 2 years, I've had to look at that shit. And I hate it, because it affects you. Before that, no. So sorry, Ben, telling people I was obsessed with them for so long. How come there's no screenshots in my phone of a troll post for like 3 years? Because I don't give a shit. You know when people have those tendencies too. Also, I'd love to sit down and talk to you guys about listening to your gut and the differences between like listening to your head, your heart, and your gut. I swear to God, it's 3 different feelings. Your head's going to make you analyze things. Your heart's going to talk with emotion. But your gut, that bitch don't ever lie. She may overeat, but she does not lie. So my dream would be to host something like that. Maybe drive around in a big bougie RV and go meet people that are influencers and just, or people who are struggling, not even influencers, just people who are struggling with people who are mean to them on the internet, and just like kind of explain my story as kind of like, look, if this could happen to me and I'm still here and positive and I still believe in the good of people, then you can too. Like, you really can rebuild. But I have to rebuild in order to be able to tell somebody I did it. That's what keeps me going. Like, I can't give up and quit and freaking lose even if I lose everything. I can't just, y'all, I totally didn't put my contour on. I can't just like lay down and not do shit in life. This is what they say to do. Let's try it. I have to do it with my left hand. That's weird. Hold on. Okay, I got the idea of where it goes. Okay, so let's put a little bit there. Not here, because this is the part you want to bronze. Not here. I'm taking it easy today and gonna lay out if you'd like to come over. Girl, I was thinking about that this morning, and now I got a full face. I really do have to take my Amazon packages back. And I need to pray that my shipments show up on my door today so I can show my friends, and I have to go to my warehouse for a little while. I found 3 invoices, and I'm freaking out, like thinking, why do I have the invoice but I don't have the postage label? I typically don't print out them separately, but I have been, because I am printing the invoice usually the invoice prints out with the shipping label on the invoice, and I like tear it off or like peel off the label, fold the invoice in half, you know, if you got my packages. So I've been printing them from home, and my printer here prints the invoice on my thermal printer, or the shipping label on my thermal printer, and then the invoice separately. I found 3 invoices, and I'm like, oh my God, where's the package? But I may have just not thrown them away. So I just want to check on that. But because let me tell you what, USPS lost 6 or 7 packages, and they were all packages from my warehouse. Not a single package that I've dropped off at the post office has come up missing. But like 6 or 7 packages from my warehouse have not made it to the buyer. That is not okay. And one of them was like a $1,300 ring. So, and the guy was freaking proposing. God. So anyways, all that being said, I'm going to go to the warehouse and check on a couple things. And then hopefully I get to show y'all some pretty clothes this afternoon. We'll see. Okay, so I put a little bit of bronzer up here. I use my bronzer like you use your contour, and you probably shouldn't. Okay, what about when you had the babe cave? It got better for a bit. Oh, when I moved out in 2017? Yeah, it was great. Well, here's the thing. I didn't pay attention to anything online back then, so I have no idea what the... I know now that the day after he filed, March 10th, 2017, the details were on the internet. Let me tell you two right now, no,